Let's start now. The Clash of Sovereigns. The Shadow Titan. Scene 1. The Island of Ash. The deserted island in the middle of the ocean is no longer land. It is a pressurized zone of pure mana. On one side stands Sung Jin-Woo, surrounded by a sea of black-armored soldiers that stretch as far as the eye can see. On the other side stands Antares, the Monarch of Destruction, backed by tens of thousands of ancient dragons whose breath turns the seawater into steam before it even touches the shore. The air vibrates with a frequency that would liquefy a normal human's internal organs. "You've grown quite a lot, little human," Antares says, his voice like the grinding of tectonic plates. "But you are still playing with toys. These shadows, they are just memories of the dead. My dragons are the living embodiment of the end." Antares raises his hand. Burn it all. Scene 2. The fire of the ancient world. The sky vanishes. 10,000 dragons open their maws and release their dragon's breath simultaneously. It's not just fire. It's a concentrated beam of white-hot destruction that melts the very space it travels through. Jin-Woo doesn't flinch. He slams his hand into the ground. Shadow shield. Infinite layer! Millions of shadow soldiers pile on top of each other, forming a massive dome of black mana. The fire hits the dome with the force of a supernova. The ocean around the island evaporates instantly, revealing the dry, cracked seafloor for miles. Inside the dome, Jin-Woo's mana is draining at a terrifying rate. He realizes that defending is a losing game. To kill a dragon, you must become the dragon. Scene 3. Beru's final charge. "Beru! Igris! Lead the airborne division!" Jin-Woo commands. Beru shrieks, his wings vibrating so fast they create sonic booms. He leads a swarm of shadow insects and wyverns into the fire. Igris sits atop a shadow dragon, his longsword wreathed in black lightning. The battle in the sky is chaotic. Shadow wyverns are being incinerated by the hundreds, but for every one that falls, 2 more take its place. Beru reaches an ancient dragon and begins to tear its scales off with his bare hands. "For the king!" Beru screams, plunging his claws into the dragon's eye. But even Beru is struggling. The ancient dragons are far stronger than the monsters of the previous seasons. One dragon bites Beru's shoulder, tearing through his obsidian armor. Jin-Woo sees his soldiers suffering. His eyes turn from violet to a deep, abyssal black. Scene 4. The manifestation of the giant. Antares laughs, watching the carnage. "Is this the best you can do? Hide behind your bugs and knights? Come out and face me, Ashborn." Jin-Woo steps out from the Shadow Dome. He is tiny compared to the dragons, but his aura is growing. He begins to absorb his own shadow army. Thousands of soldiers dissolve into black smoke and flow into Jin-Woo's body. "I am not Ashborn," Jin-Woo says, his voice now sounding like it's coming from everywhere at once. "And I am not just a human." The black smoke around Jin-Woo begins to solidify. It grows taller than the mountains, wider than the island itself. Within seconds, a colossal shadow titan, a titan made of pure, solidified darkness, stands in the middle of the ocean. It wears the armor of the Shadow Monarch and holds a blade that could split a continent. Skill. Astral body manifestation. The Shadow Titan lets out a roar that ripples across the entire planet. Even in the shelters in Seoul, the people feel the ground shake. Scene 5. Titan versus Dragon. Antares isn't intimidated. He smiles, revealing rows of serrated teeth. Finally, a form worthy of being destroyed. Antares transforms. His human skin rips apart as he grows into his true form, the Abyssal Red Dragon. He is a creature of nightmare, covered in scales of molten iron, with wings that block out the moon. The 2 giants collide in the middle of the ocean. The Shadow Titan swings its massive blade, slicing through 3 ancient dragons in a single arm. Antares lunges, his jaws snapping shut on the Titan's arm. The impact creates a shockwave that sends tsunamis toward every continent. It's not a battle of skill anymore. It's a battle of pure mana. Each strike from Jin-Woo drains his life force, but each bite from Antares costs the Dragon Emperor his ancient power. Scene 6. The ruler's observation. In their celestial realm, the rulers are in shock. He has reached the level of the absolute being. One ruler whispers, "The vessel has surpassed the original monarch." look at his heart. Another points out, the human heart is straining. The Shadow Monarch's power is too heavy for a mortal soul to carry for long. If he doesn't end this in the next 5 minutes, his soul will shatter. The rulers begin to prepare the cup of reincarnation. They don't believe Jin-Woo can win. They are getting ready to wipe this timeline and start over, uncaring of the billions of lives that will be lost in the process. Scene 7. The dagger of the end. Back on Earth, the Shadow Titan is losing its grip. Antares has pinned the Titan to the ocean floor. "You are strong, boy," Antares growls, his voice vibrating through the water. "But you are still a creature of flesh. Flesh tires. Destruction does not." Antares prepares his final breath of destruction at point-blank range. Inside the Titan's head, the real Sung Jin-Woo is coughing blood. He is at 1% health. But he remembers the Kamish daggers. He remembers that they were made from the tooth of a dragon. He deactivates the Titan form instantly. Antares' massive jaw snaps shut on empty air as Jin-Woo disappears. Scene 8. The Heart of the Dragon. Jin-Woo uses Godspeed and stealth together. He becomes a ghost in the mana storm. He reappears on Antares' back, right between the massive wings. He knows that even as a dragon, Antares has a core, a heart of mana. Jin-Woo plunges both Kamish daggers into a gap in the scales. Mutilate! He doesn't just stab. He pours every single drop of his remaining shadow mana into the blades. The red daggers glow with a blinding violet light. Antares roars in agony. The fire in his throat explodes inward, causing him to crash into the ocean. The impact is so violent that it creates a temporary vacuum on the seafloor. Scene 9. The Final Stand. Antares reverts to his human form, gasping for air on a piece of floating rock. Jin-Woo stands over him, his daggers at the monarch's throat. Jin-Woo is exhausted, his armor shattered, and his breathing ragged. "Finish it," Antares says, a bloody smile on his face. "But remember, as long as there is darkness in the hearts of men, we will return. You are just a temporary king." Jin-Woo raises his blade, but before he can strike, he feels a presence. The sky splits open, not with a gate, but with light. 6 winged beings of immense power descend from the heavens. The rulers have arrived, but they aren't here to help Jin-Woo. They are here to claim the kill. Scene 10. The rulers' intervention. One of the rulers, carrying a spear of pure sunfire, lunges toward the weakened Antares. "The Monarch of Destruction must be erased by the hands of the heavens," the ruler screams. Jin-Woo steps in front of Antares, parrying the ruler's spear with his dagger. "He's my prey," Jin-Woo says, his voice cold and dangerous. "And I don't take orders from the sky." The rulers stop. They look at Jin-Woo not as an ally, but as a threat. "Sung Jin-Woo," the lead ruler says. "Step aside, or you will be judged alongside the monarchs." Jin-Woo standing between the dying Dragon Emperor and the 6 rulers of light. He is at death's door, but his eyes are glowing with a power that makes even the rulers hesitant. The screen fades to black as Jin-Woo says, "Then judge me." The words Season 7 finale, The Cup of Reincarnation appear. End of Episode 5.